Carts, thanks for joining us. A win, but leaving the game feeling with mixed emotions.
Yeah, I think if you come to me at 64, 65 minutes, we've been completely dominant in the game, and it was a fantastic reaction to last week, and we played some really, really good football. But yeah, that last half an hour after we conceded, what was it, 65 minutes, I still think we got to control, and again, showed some good glimpses and good bit of quality, but we've just got an unfortunate habit at the minute of having these little lapses in games that, for reasons we're going to delve into this week on the post matches, is costing us. And from going of a position where we're completely dominant, complete control, all of a sudden we've made it really edgy for ourselves, and that's the disappointing part, because it should have been that last 20 minutes of the game should have been all about us, getting on the ball and enjoying it, rather than all of a sudden, we're coming under pressure towards the end of the game.
And like you say, complete control, dominant, 3-0 up. When you look at the final result, do you think it reflects back on that point that you keep mentioning about we need to be more ruthless with our chances, because we've had a fair few, especially in the first half?
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I think, I said last week at Charlton in that first half, we weren't ruthless and it cost us. Charlton were, and today, even at 2-0 at half time, it could have been 5 or 6 if we'd have, found the corner a little bit, or just had that bit of calmness in front of goal. But the good things is we're creating chances. And we started the second half exactly the same, got in some really good areas, had chances, got the third, and then you're thinking, okay, let's go and enjoy the game and potentially go and get 4 or 5. And that's the disappointment for me, is that I wouldn't say we've took our foot off the gas, we've just had real moments of sloppiness on the ball, that's allowed Coventry to get in to a wide area on 2 occasions, and score from across. So, I think both goals are carbon copies. I know the second one's an own goal, but that you can't afford to do that in games, and you can't allow or gift teams an opportunity back in to a football match, which is what we've done today.
And this league's obviously unforgiving, and those 2 goals show that whoever the side is, the chances are there, they'll probably take them. Do you think it's important now to eradicate that sloppiness that you mentioned on the ball, and make sure that going into Brighton and going into our next league games that we are better on the ball in big moments?
Yeah, I think we've just got to be more consistent. I've said to the group there that we show real good moments in games of our quality and us moving the ball and doing exactly what we want to do with it. But I say we just have these lapses where all of a sudden we turn the ball over, and our decision making on the ball is a little bit suspect. So that's for us to work on and get more consistent with. That's the word, is consistency. And again, I alluded to it last week after the Charlton game, that we are in our process of changing the style of play and changing the mindset. We've dominated the ball in every game we played this year, and that's a lot different to last year. So there's still going to be teething problems with it, but we can't allow it to be a week-on-week thing where I'm saying the same thing. So we said it last week, I'm saying it after today's game. We've got to make sure now, moving forward, that it's not a conversation that I'm having.
And we'll draw on the positives. First goal of the season for Skip, Jade, Ash. Welcome back, Ash, from injury as well. Molly Green, set pieces, superb again. It must be pleasing that we are creating those chances, and the ones that we do take, it's in good fashion.
Yeah, the 3 goals are all different type of goals, if you like, scored from a set piece. I still think we could have been a little bit more aggressive and dominant from set pieces today, but yeah, you're right, it's great to have Ash back in and around it, because you can see as soon as she comes on the pitch, her first action, she's in down the sides and sets up a great chance for Shiv and for Libby. She's in the right place for the third, and we know the threat we get from Skip from set plays. And Jade as well, because Jade, for me, was probably our standout today over the 90 minutes. I thought she was, her work rate is, always faultless, and she deserves a goal. And took it really well first half. And the only thing is she probably could have maybe had a couple more in the game. But yeah, listen, we're blessed with good forward players in the building now, and we've got quality. So. Again, it's that word, consistency. When we get into them areas and we have these chances, we've got to start taking them and putting teams to bed.
And just finally, next week we open our Conti Cup group stage against Brighton. Is that a good opportunity for us to test ourselves against WSL opposition and see where we're at and work on those things that you've mentioned from today's game and the past games?
Yeah, it's a great game. We're at home against a team from the WSL, and it's a great chance for us to challenge ourselves and go toe to toe with them. And as you rightly say, we'll look at things from this game today and put some details right, and look for a more all-round performance next week, across the 90 minutes rather than it being in patches. That's what I'll be looking for most. But yeah, it's a great chance for us to progress in a cup competition. We didn't have the greatest run last year in it, so it's a cup competition we want to do well in, and we're at home, so yeah, we'll be ready.
Brilliant. Thanks, Scott.
Cheers, guys.